let's collaborate here. Meaning came up way short, and for a moment, we were thinking he was out, hurt. Aaron Plessinger looked pretty spicy in that first part of the race.
And then Hunter Lawrence down hard while leading. Deegan goes for a big ride while leading.
Hello and welcome to round 4 of the RM Fantasy MXperts show. I am Chase.
And I'm Charles. And
High Point.
Yeah, round 4. It's going by quick.
How many points you scored this weekend, Charles?
I got 75 points, and I was really happy about that.
Until you saw that I got 82?
Yep.
Yeah, you're still up by about 17 points, I believe, total, but I'll just chip into that points gap just a little bit.
It stings.
Did you leave Tomac in to win? Did you put him to win?
So
I
almost took him out, and then I left him in.
Yeah, after qualifying, I saw Jet was off a little bit. I was like, you know what? Jet's off a little bit in qualifying. When has Jet ever qualified 4th? Probably never on a 450. I doubt it. And Tomac was up there with Jay Coop. I was like, it's got to be Tomac's day. We'll get into that, though. But if you're not playing RM Fantasy MXperts, you should. Here's why. We give away grand prizes at the end of the year. We do weekly prizes. Up here are the grand prizes. So we've got a brand new Gas MC300, fully decked out, ready to rock and roll. Second place is a trip for Ticket to Ride down to southern Utah. We go do a fun trip down there. Third place, you get the Stasic E-Drive and 2 batteries, and then a whole lot of other amazing grand prizes. We do weekly prizes every week, Charles.
That's right. First place, you're getting the ASV levers. Second place, Troy Lee Designs. Third place, Fly. Fourth place, you're getting the E-Line stuff. That's good. They've got great guards. They also have those little things you clamp onto your forks for your registration, all that stuff. Fifth place, Thor. Sixth, Max's Tires. Seventh, Bellray. Eighth place is the Scott. And ninth, we've got Bell. 10th, 100%.
Hey, don't forget, too, we have the Fantasy Cash. So when you score points playing Fantasy, you get Fantasy Cash that you can spend on Rocky Mountain's website. But don't forget that expires after a month. So you can't just bank it all season long and then spend it. That does expire. And also the other announcement is we had a little bit of confusion last week. This is on us. We were doing the tickets for High Point this week. There was some confusion on who was going to select the ticket winners. So make sure if you commented on last week's show for tickets to High Point, go look at that episode again, or make sure you're checking your notifications to see, because we are going to be picking winners starting right now for High Point for this weekend. So it's kind of late notice. Again, we apologize for that, but we're going to start picking our winners for High Point this week. So make sure you're going and checking that video, looking at the comments. But we also have 20 tickets that we're giving away to Charles.
We're going to Southwick.
Southwick. Put them on the spot there. Yeah, 20 tickets that we're going to give away to Southwick. So if you can be there, comment down below, not during the live show. You want to comment after we're all done here. Then you comment down below and let us know if you can make it, and we're going to select 20 lucky winners. That's right. So it's going to be good. All right, Charles, that being said, let's get right into it here. FMF race recap, dude.
Okay.
What, 250s? I mean, the storyline's got to be Chance Hymas, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Upset Deegan's perfect season.
Yeah.
Could be. I mean, we were only a couple of races deep.
Hymas needed this, though, because he was getting a lot of hate after Hangtown. Sat out that second moto, said he had food poisoning that week. Deegan was throwing shade, telling him that it's all mental and blah, blah, blah. And then Chance really needed to rebound this week, and holy crap, he was impressive.
Made it happen.
Qualified first. And I don't want to hear... You know how there's all this talk about, Star's got the best bike. Well, Hymas just whole shotted every Star bike on the line, 2 motos in a row. And this is at Thunder Valley, at elevation.
With a big, long hill.
And I'm going to tell you right now, folks, if you've never been to Thunder Valley, because I hadn't, TV does not do justice how steep these hills are at any track for that matter. This uphill start right here at Thunder Valley, it would suck to walk up. Like it's steep.
That's insane.
Much steeper than people think. And so now when I watch some of these races, like I know Millville, they go up that hill. and they always say like, oh, it's so much steeper than you think. Like it's hard to walk up. Now I understand it because the downhill section that they go down, that new section at the track, the super long downhill, guys are making passes there. That's a lot steeper than it looks. So I have a new appreciation for that Thunder Valley start. But if Hymas just ripped 2 hole shots against all the Star bikes, all the PC bikes, I don't know if Star really has that much of an advantage.
I don't know. That's impressive.
For some reason, you seem to see a lot of, and what's interesting to me is Joe Shimoda is on the same bike as Chance, but hasn't even come close to a hole shot. So it does make me wonder. It's not just the bike. Jet and Hunter, everyone talks about, oh, it's the Honda, that's the starts. But there's still some skill involved. It's reaction time. It's all the above. Otherwise, you feel like Joe Shimoda would be starting up there with Hymas each time.
Yeah, but he doesn't weigh enough to get the traction to the back wheel,
Shimoda?
Yeah.
Joe Shimoda? I don't know. So, yeah, but anyway, we're at elevation. So that was surprising. That was so anyway, props to Honda for making, obviously, a killer motor on their 250. Right. But, yeah, the perfect season's over.
Oh, well.
Which we were only 2 rounds in, 4 motos deep, and everyone's talking perfect season. It's tough.
Yeah.
But
it was too early.
We got to make it through at least 4 or 5 rounds before we're talking perfect season, in my opinion. Yeah. Little too early for that. And, what was I going to bring up? Hymas has hole shotted, I think, 3 out of the 6 motos already. He hasn't raced 6. 3 out of the 5? Whatever it is, his starts are unreal.
Yeah.
Okay. You had some highlights that you wanted to bring up. Let's hear them.
Bring them on up.
Charles?
So, yeah, Deegan I'm waiting for him to come up right here. So,
yeah.
We've got not Deegan going off the track, I guess. Oh,
Charles,
here we go. Yeah.
Jumping the gun. Jake, are you going to take that behind the camera?
Right there. Yeah. So, I mean, Deegan's trying to make it happen, but he's caving under the pressure and gets a little wonky there.
He was pushing hard.
And, goes off the track.
Do you think the bike issue was because Hayden was just overriding? The track was very deep, very ruddy, and for a guy like Hayden that is just abusing that clutch like a Tomac, do you think that's the factor there, or do you think possible they just had a bike problem?
No, I think it's just pushing it. 100%.
Those deep ruts. At elevation, those deep ruts. And the 250s were Moto 1, and they were first. So the track is still, it's broken in. But first Moto, it's like the wettest it's going to be, you could say, for the most part. And so that track, I'm sure, was bogging those bikes down bad. So
wait, 450s Moto 1, what now?
250s went first. So I'm saying the lines are developing, but there's still, the ruts are still. Why are you looking at me confused right now?
Didn't 450s go first?
No, sorry. You're right. You're right.
I don't understand what's happening.
I was like, okay.
Did
anyway.
I watch it backwards?
450s. You're right. Okay, so that point's mute. Don't listen to me. Dumb thing to bring up. I thought 250s went first for some reason. Long story short, Deegan smoked the clutch, had to back it off, and you could see him he was starting to roll jumps at the end. So his bike, was just cooked.
Yeah.
There was nothing left. Those clutch plates were just slipping everywhere.
Well, yeah, and the mechanics putting on the pit board, preserve bike.
Yeah.
Back it off.
Anyway. Yeah. What else?
Well,
Kitchen rode really good?
Yeah. He rode really good. Yeah, all the way back. So Moto 2, that was a nice ride from the back.
Yeah.
Up into third place.
Past Master Pool kind of toward the end. It seemed like the PC guys were just having battles all day long with each other.
Yeah.
What I would want to know, so Kitchen was saying he's almost up to 180 pounds. He's pretty tall, but he's skinny, so that was surprising to me. I just wonder, is there an actual number of 10 pounds of extra body weight equates to this much horsepower loss on any bike? What do you think it is?
We better find out.
Because Deegan's tiny. He's 5'7" at most. I think he's shorter than I am. Uh-huh. He's got to weigh 145. Hymas is actually pretty stout. So I just wonder, how much horsepower does it truly rob? Or a Garrett Marchbanks, who's probably about the 180, 175, 180.
Well,
maybe 3 horse?
We should ask AI. But I did I did some research into
Because there's no
the
way
question from last week for
Yeah.
altitude. So you lose on average like 3% per 1,000 feet. So you're losing almost 18% of your horsepower for being at elevation.
at 6,000.
So if
that's
you're on a
crazy.
450,
That's
that's
more than I
just
thought it would
over
be.
10 horsepower.
Wow.
So let's say they're making 60, they're down to 50.
Is there a way to measure how much horsepower you lose for every, say, 10 pounds of added weight on the rider? Do they even have a way you can measure that? Because you don't dyno the bike. You can't dyno the bike with a guy on it. Like that's not gonna matter. Is there a way to actually measure that? I wonder.
I mean, it's the rate of work. Horsepower is the rate of work. So
Can they
there's
measure
gotta
like
be
the?
some
Do
way
they
to-
have some sensor they can put on the bike that will actually measure this is how much torque the bike's putting out when you're on it versus this guy? Or is it always going to
I have
be?
no idea.
It's
Never
always
heard of
putting
it.
out the same amount of torque and horsepower. It's going to go faster when you're on it and slower when you're on it.
Yeah, you're just changing the load.
Right.
Kind of like being on flat versus a hill. Like, I don't know how you would take those measurements.
Deegan is a little shorter than me, Zach. I've seen him in person. I've stood right next to him. I am slightly taller than that kid. Stop, okay? I know I'm short. Don't rub it in. All right, 450s. This was not on my bingo card. The Aaron Plessinger was going to be the first rider to, outside of Jet getting hurt last year, the first rider, it has finally happened, folks, who actually just passed Jet straight up in a moto.
Yep. That was awesome. I
Dude.
can't believe it, too, because it's like, okay, Jet comes and passes everybody.
Yeah.
And then even Hunter passes AP. And then AP's like, you know what? I'm going to
The
go
heck with
faster.
it. I'll just pass you.
And your
then-
bro.
And your bro. But I will say, if you were there, that area when AP got around him was bananas. Just the amount of screams that were going on. Why are you laughing at bananas, Jake? I like that word. They were going crazy when AP passed him. Unfortunately, it was there wasn't a whole lot of time left, but it definitely was like Jet's probably going to get him back, and he did, like, before the lap was over. And Jet made a mention in an interview I saw that he had tried to, like, switch up his line right there, and then AP darted down the inside, and he was like, oh, crap, AP got me. But AP is a different rider that we've seen this year.
Yeah.
Just so good. It's impressive. Cody Schock, man. Congrats to that guy.
Yeah, him and Webb starting out front in Moto 2. I was
Yeah.
like, I would never have expected both of these things to happen at the same time.
I mean, yeah. Hey, props to Webb, man. Like, he's sending it. I definitely think that Webb is very, very content with his 6th and 7th place finishes. I don't think he wants anything to do with the pace that the front guys are going. But he's still out there. He's still doing it. And Cody Schock, though, he said his goal is I'll do that all day long. I'll rip hole shots, and I will sprint until I just can't anymore.
Love it.
Okay. Brings me to my next question for you, Charles.
Okay.
Where are you at with this whole Prado situation?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big question there.
I don't. There's so many ways you can look at this.
Yeah, I really expected him to be at least start further up.
The Moto 1, he was up there. So it's not even, to me, I'm like, okay, he says the bike needs more power, right? Obviously, they're still trying to figure this thing out. I'll give him a little bit of credit. He's coming back for that injury, all the above, right? But he's saying, okay, the bike needs more power. And, all right, sounds good. That first Moto start, he was in the top 5 when they came around that first turn. And I'm like, okay, let's see what Prado can do with this. But he's not even in the ballpark for lap times. And like Moto 2, for example, he comes out, he's up near the front. In Moto 2, I'm looking at the results here. Prado was way back. His best lap in Moto 2 before he had to pull off was a 2:18. All right?
Okay.
The leaders, let's say Hunter, who got 4th, was 2:13. He's 5 seconds off the pace of 5th and up. Even
Brutal.
Aaron Plessinger was a 2:13. So there's clearly this bike is, I don't think it's a power thing, because I don't think not having enough power on your bike is going to make you 5 seconds off the pace just riding the track. Not even talking about the start. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't get it. I don't know. But Tomac won a heck of a lot of motos, and Tomac was not 5 seconds off the pace when he was on the Cowie. And I know that the Cowie that Tomac was on, I don't think was really probably any or much faster than this bike that Prado was on.
Yeah.
So if you're these guys.
Yeah. He's either not meshing with the bike or he just doesn't like the tracks here. I don't know.
I don't know. He might really like the tracks. I know that Cowie signed Prado for the long haul. It was a multi-year deal. The problem is, if you're Prado, you're a 2-time world champion, you expect to be out front. And let's face it, he's getting a ton of money. Fox is paying him a ton of money. So I don't expect him to come out and just be winning motos, but getting 7th, 6th, 7th, or just being 5 seconds off the pace, that's a whole nother problem at this point. I feel like we're 3 rounds in. He should at least be able to latch onto that group a little bit better. So I would say the panic button is kind of being hit right now because you know how hard it is for a guy like Prado to find 3 to 5 seconds on your competition?
That's a lot.
That's a
insane.
lot of time. So either this bike is just that bad right now, that it's making him that far off, or maybe it really is the whole power thing. I don't know. What do the people in the chat think, though? Like, what is causing Prado right now to be 3 to 5 seconds off the pace?
They're saying they need a better rider, Zach Davis.
Oh. I mean, Ando doesn't surprise me. Ando's not going to be at Cowie next year. I don't know. Anderson doesn't surprise me. Like, Anderson's won an overall in outdoors, but he's never been, like, gnarly. And you got to look at the competition. When Anderson was doing a little bit better in outdoors, you didn't have Jet, you didn't have Hunter. AP is on a new level. Tomac's ripping. I just think there's 3 or 4 more RJs in there now. Yeah. I just think there's more guys that are just better than Anderson in outdoors that are now in that weren't there a couple years ago. I think that's kind of what we're looking at.
I agree.
Oh, man. All right. Let's see. We got that. Oh, you put Tomac practicing for KTM. What a diss.
I feel bad. Tomac's my guy, but.
What a diss.
Well, I just thought it was funny. We'll get to the memes later. But I saw a meme that just had me rolling. And,
he explained why he kind of did that.
Yeah, so he was gaining. I can't remember. He said he was gaining
multiple bike lengths.
Yeah, multiple bike lengths in that corner. That's why I went to do it, and the risk didn't pay off.
So then the next corner, he was taking the inside where he was making up that time. So he was like, I have to be close to Jet in this next turn. So he rushed that turn, and that's kind of what happens. Interesting.
Yeah, bummer deal because, he was within, a second when that happened?
Yeah. Stasic leaderboards. Here's our overall. Check it out, folks. 284. Already 100 and almost 20 points more than myself. Getting my butt kicked. Thomas, actually, he was at the race with me. He's our in-house lawyer. He got a perfect score.
What?
Yeah. Right after the motos, he was tapping my shoulder. Well, we still had the last 250 moto to go, but after 450s were done, he was pretty stoked about it. Let's see. MXperts group, Chuck, we're not in the top. We're not even close to the top 10.
Nope.
Jeez. Wah, wah. Oh, right now it's tough because it's almost not hard because picking the top 5 is not difficult right now. You just got it.
What order? Yeah.
It's just the order, and you get lucky. And then Thunder Valley top scorers. Look at that whole shocker. Had a whole bunch of perfect scores. Remember, if you want to win a weekly prize, if you do get the top score, if you want to win a weekly prize, in this case, there's more than 10 perfect scores. It goes off of timestamps. All right, Charles. And the weekly prize winners, got to point those out here. Yeah. If you were for weekly prizes. So Penalty got the MSR Carbon Hex helmet. One Wild Jimbo got the Fastway foot pegs, and then Jeff 22XCW got some Fast Impact pegs. Congratulations. All right. Okay.
I could use some new pegs right now.
ASV track trends. Charles, I looked at the weather. Going to High Point, Pennsylvania. Do you know what it told me?
What did it tell you?
About a 50% chance of rain on Saturday.
Ooh.
We could, I don't want to call it too early, but we could have some mud.
Yeah, something to pay attention to. We know one guy likes it.
Who?
AP.
That's true. Yeah, he won the mud race.
Yeah,
Tomac's
he wants
actually
to
been
dive
good in
in.
the mud, too.
Yeah.
So factor that in when you're making your picks. I guess we'll see come Saturday how qualifying goes. That track, though, Thunder Valley, it rained all week long leading up to that. And I got to give a shout-out to the dirt crew because that track was phenomenal all day.
Yeah, it looked good.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are in a little Toyota RAV4 rental car. And when we pulled into the parking lot, like, I honestly didn't know if we were going to make it out. But it dried out that much by the end of the day. We were fine. But we were some two-buying trying to go through this muddy field just to park our car. But it was perfect, though, because the rain was just enough that the track was phenomenal, but the pits didn't get all dusty and just poofy dust all day long. So it was perfect. It was like low 80s, a good breeze the whole day. It was honestly perfect. Will it rain? You're asking like that's an opinion. I'm just stating what the Weather Channel told me.
We had 9 votes. Now it's going to 8.
Hey, what's going on
Can you
here?
retract a vote?
Yeah. Can we retract a poll for asking such a weird question? All right.
That's awesome.
Track change, yeah. So High Point, we got a few stats on riders' past history there, but let's get into it here. Bridgestone, lock them in. Chuck, I'll go first.
Okay. Who do you got?
Real simple deal here. Shout out Jay Clark, I think, who coined that phrase, real simple deal.
Real simple deal.
I don't know how you don't put Jet, like, at this point, I am picking Jet Lawrence for first until otherwise. It is what it is. Jet's going to be number 1. Why? Because he's won 5 out of the first 6 motos, and he's won all 3 overalls. And he's ripping whole shots like no other. Or at least him and his brother are ripping starts like no other.
Yep.
That's it. Who are you going first?
You got to go Jet. I mean, the other thing is 5 out of 6 motos. How do you bet against it?
Steel City Films says it's been raining nonstop in Pennsylvania. It will rain.
Ooh.
Do you hear that, boys? Do you hear that, poll maker back there? Is Jet your auto? I was just going to ask this question. Is there any other rider that for any reason you would put to win this weekend other than Jet? Like, is there any reason outside of just your heartstrings don't want Jet to just win all the overalls? There's not.
The only reason, if it really got muddy, anything could happen. But other than that.
Yeah, but even if it got really muddy,
he finds a way to do it. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Can we
I
just
agree.
become best friends? Okay,
Yep.
Jet, who are you going for second? This is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I feel like the top 3 are pretty obvious.
I mean, we might as well just put them up here because we both have the same.
Yeah.
We're going Jet, Tomac, AP. And until you can prove to me that AP is not the 3rd best guy, I don't know. That's just what it's going to be for me.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and his average finish, 3.33. Other thing, so Tomac, he won at High Point in 2022. So last time he was there.
Last time he raced there.
2 other wins there. Looking good for him, but.
I will say, AP has not had the best results at High Point. I was looking at it. And his best result since 2019, he's been there 3 times, was a 6th overall. But we're seeing a new AP this year.
Yeah, that was then.
So I'm just saying, that was then, this is now, this is a new AP. Hey, don't be taking up my real estate. Remember, dude,
All right.
I'm working my way right to left. You got to scoot. Oh, look what you made me do.
Means you're going down.
Okay. So I'm going AP 3rd. I think this is where we are switched up, though, because I am going to go Hunter for 4th.
It's a mistake.
Why?
I'm telling you right now, because Hunter has finished 5th the last 2 weekends. And this man right here has put a stop to Hunter.
Okay, fair enough.
Finishing ahead of him.
I was looking at their starts because I really do feel like between these two, whoever starts ahead of the other is most likely going to beat that person. But as of now, out of 6 starts, Hunter has started ahead of Cooper 3 times, and Cooper ahead of Hunter 3 times. So they're like 50-50 who's going to start ahead of who. But I will give you the slight advantage here only because Hunter, every time he started behind Jay Coop's beat him. Jay Coop has started behind Hunter 1 time, So out of the 3 times that Jay Coop has started behind Hunter, he's beat him once.
Yeah.
But they're very, very close. It really does boil down to most of the time the starts for these guys. But I just got a feeling, I don't know why, Hunter, and he rode phenomenal that first moto. In fact, they kind of dropped Jay Coop. That was another probably biggest surprise. Jay Coop was almost 2 seconds faster in qualifying and then got 4th overall.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Where the heck did he find 2 seconds of qualifying? That was insane. And I got to look more into it. I heard they took away AP's fast lap in qualifying. Did you hear about that? I don't know why, though.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, but I don't know.
Look up here. Average start, average finish. This is all your riders up here right now. Oh, Prado. Hey, he went up 2 spots. He was at 7.5. But, I mean, you're the 6th best average start right now if you're Prado. And all the guys that are up front are all your – how is AP's average start 8.5? I feel like he's just been crushing the starts. Interesting. Best average finish, though, dude, Jet. Goodness gracious. Okay, and remember, this is overall for the entire season. It's not per moto. It's just your overall finishes.
Overall deal, yep.
All right, so you have Jay Coop 4th. Or, sorry, you have him 4th, right? I have Hunter, and then I've got Jay Coop 5th. Yeah,
yes, sir.
We're flip-flop. That's the only difference in our picks.
There we go.
Okay. Here's the real question, though. The Motion Pro Wildcard Watch. Because this is where did you get the wildcard this weekend?
Dude, I was 1 off. I'm always 1 off.
Who'd you
Drives
pick?
me nuts. I did Webb.
Oh, yeah, and you left him in. Hampshire hooked me up.
I know.
That's why I beat you by 7.
So that's what's crazy is all they did was switch places, and
that's all it took.
Yeah,
that's all it took.
My guy got too good of a start.
Okay,
and he bested.
Well, who's gonna be your wild card this week?
This one's a tough one. It's 12th place. I've got
12th
Shock.
is tough. Because 12th, like I was looking at the results, you can have dudes that go like 18-10 for 12th overall, or a guy that'll be 14, won't even finish in 12th. In any of the motos, he'll finish worse than that each moto, still gets 12th overall.
Yeah.
So this is just a tough one.
Or he rips a whole shot and leads some laps.
Cody Shock, because 12th is just not like you're not. Most guys that are getting 12th overall, it's like they're not consistently right there. It seems like they have like some good and one bad moto for the day.
Pretty much.
And then they just land there.
So the reason I like Cody Shock is Hangtown, 11-12 for 12th overall. And then this last weekend, he went 11-20th for 15th overall, but he did have that crash in Moto 2.
That's what I'm saying, 11 and 20th. Yeah, he did crash Moto 2. But that gives you a 15th overall. 15th. It's bizarre. Okay. Well,
that's about the best consistency I could find besides.
I didn't tell you who my wild card was going to be, and I was hoping you didn't look at the sheet until we did the show so I could stress you out a little bit. I'm going Benny Bloss. Here is why. He just went 13-13 for 11th overall somehow, but he's finishing right around 12th. Finished 12th overall at High Point in 2022 and 2019. This man likes the number 12. I'm going Benny Bloss on the beta, 12th overall this weekend, High Point. That's going to be my wild card.
So I was looking at him. I think he's a great option, and I almost put him in.
But you didn't.
So I think it was at High Point he crashed in a moto, and then he had some bike issues, and he took like 30th or whatever, but you could say the same about anybody.
Dude, so Dr. JB got the wild card sitting at 238. What a freaking stud. Man. All right, well, here's the question. You're all looking at it. The top 5 are pretty predictable, but between Hunter, Jay Coop, and wild card, who's got a better shot this weekend, me or Chuck? That's what I want to know.
The only thing that scares me about Shock is him running out front for a little bit. I mean, is that going to give him the confidence to do it again next weekend?
If he didn't go down, that's true. But that's a question that you're going to know the answer to, Charles. If Shock rips another whole shot and doesn't crash, where could he finish?
Yeah.
Well, inside the top 10? I mean, no matter what, Shock and whole shot every race. He's not going to finish better than 5th unless one of these guys go down, right?
No way.
And he's probably going to get – I think he could beat Webb right now. or an Anderson.
somewhere
Like,
around
I
there.
think he beats those guys if he starts ahead of them.
Well,
Shock's a damn good outdoor rider. He's always been really good outdoors.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so if you weren't going to take Bloss, is there anybody else? Who would be your second place guy outside of, the two guys we've mostly been talking about?
probably. Well, I don't know, man. It's tough. Like, Blas, I say Benoit Paturel. Like, let's look at the results sheets just to remind people, because I think there are a lot of people who don't even look past the top 5 for the last race results. But
Right.
if we're looking here, Benny Bloss, Joey Savacci went 10th overall. He went 9:16 for 10th overall. That's what I'm talking about here.
Kind of crazy.
So, but Savacci's been pretty solid, like hanging around 10th. Bloss went 13th for 11th. Kulas, where's that man? Right here.
Yep.
Kulas, 15-12 for 12th overall. It's funny that neither one of us picked the guy that just finished in 12th overall. Harry Kulas.
Well, because if you go more, you could say it for anybody, but it's when you go more races back, it's like, oh, he's kind of all over.
Well, I'm just saying, Harry Kulas, 15-12 for 12th overall this last weekend. You know who got 13th overall? The number 70 of Old Prado, but he obviously DNF'd the second moto, which, do we know what happened?
I don't know what happened.
You know what I
Why?
think happened? I
pride is
think when you got passed by freaking 5 dudes, you just want to be done with the day. I don't know.
The bike's not running right. I don't know.
Are falling off. Colt Nichols, he went.
See, I was digging Nichols because he's somewhat consistent.
He went 38.9.
Well, hold on. He's been finishing in that area overall consistently. So I'm like, maybe, but it's a little too far back.
Honestly, 9th place for Colt is a phenomenal result. I did not have that on my bingo card at all. So, but yeah, he went 38.9 for 14th overall, just edging out Shock. So that is pretty surprising to me. But Shock went 11.20. These are all over the place. So I think any one of those guys, honestly, from Blas, Kulas, Prado, not Prados, but Nichols, Shock, Mitchell Harrison, Derek Drake. I mean, he went 36.11 for 17th overall. So, yeah, any one of those guys I think would be a good pick. Just who are you feeling lucky with that weekend?
Yep, that's right.
All right. I'm feeling good about my picks. I got to make us some points. The problem is with AP in these top 3 riding so good, it's going to be difficult. It all boils down. I think the wild card for you and I at the end of the year could be like the big factor.
Yeah, I would agree.
We're going to have to put in we should do no. Yeah, the wild card, man.
According to the people,
what?
I have better picks.
Okay.
Sorry, man.
All right. We'll find out come Saturday after the motos are over. All right. Remember, the tickets to High Point this week, comment or go back to last week's video. If you commented to say you could be there and you asked for tickets, we're picking ticket winners right now. So go back there. This week's show, when we're done here being live, we're giving away the twin tickets to Southwick. Should we do some memes?
Let's do it.
I won't lie, though. I'm a little disappointed in the amount of memes that we got. I guess we're going to have to give away some gear again. If that's what's going to take to motivate these people to do some memes. Okay.
Let's give away some gear.
So after this weekend's racing, next Monday, next week's show, we'll pick a winner. And we'll do it, say, from these, starting with these memes we're showing today and the memes of next week.
All the way through Monday.
Through Monday. So this next weekend's race will count. We will include all those memes, and we'll do a poll, maybe. We'll figure out a cool way to select a winner.
Do a poll.
Maybe we'll do it on Instagram. We'll do a poll, and we'll select a winner for the meme giveaway. All right. I mean, Tomac fans.
Let's see the next one.
Jet.
This is the one I was talking about. I want to say
that's pretty rude.
Supercross Voices or somebody posted this on the gram. I don't know.
It's pretty rude. But hey, the good news is if you're Tomac right now, Aaron Plessinger is Tomac's saving grace. You know why?
Why is that?
Because he's watching AP run his and Jet's pace on that KTM.
Oh, yeah.
So it just gives Eli if he's not signed with Red Bull KTM, if you're Tomac, that's what you want to see.
Yeah.
You want to see that you're the next best guy, but you also want to see that, okay, Sexton just won. on this bike last year in outdoors. He just crushed it in Supercross, and AP obviously is doing very well. So the bike is capable of all that. If you're Sexton, you're on the opposite end where you're looking at Prado thinking,
oh no,
oh boy. Sexton's they're two different guys, but
so I don't know. This is a thought for a different time, but I'm like, man, I wonder how big of a difference for these top guys it is to go from that aluminum frame to the steel.
I mean, I think that people don't give them enough credit as far as when you're the 1% of the 1%ers, you are going to feel. The only issue I ever have is when somebody who's a local B-class rider is trying to tell these guys that, oh, you can't notice that or it doesn't make that big of a difference. When you're going at their speeds and you're the top tier, yes, you can. Mm-hmm. And these guys are very picky. And they can be because they go faster than anybody else on a motorcycle. But I do think that much talent can't, because Jet was not stoked on the bike at Fox Raceway or even High Point. Still can ride the bike at a level to podium and get the overall. So I do feel like Prado's a good enough rider that I feel like he could ride around some of the issues that they're feeling with this bike and do better than he has been.
Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna say.
I would agree for sure.
So I'm not saying like the bike's great and Prado's just complaining. I'm sure there's stuff that he thinks could be better, but I think Prado's a good enough rider that's like, even on a bike that for you is say 80%, I feel like you should be able to latch onto those top guys with the bike that's not quite there yet.
Yep.
Hunter did at Fox.
Yeah.
He did at High Point. He got dropped a little bit, but still, he's blowing Prado's doors off. So
well, and yeah, even Jet 2 races ago. I mean, uncomfortable Moto 1, but he's like, I just had to go this fast.
And Prado hasn't touched that steel frame in over a year. So I think the talks, well, okay, not over a year, but I just think that I don't think this is no longer an issue of like, oh, the steel frame versus the aluminum. I think it's just trying to dial in any bike at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, this meme.
AP got that carrot.
That's me.
Although AP kind of like it's even worse that AP passed him because AP probably passed him was like, holy, I just passed.
I know.
And then Jet just came and passed him right back like the same lap.
Yep.
Hey, but it's still rad.
But
to
it's
do
still awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got any more good ones? That's it.
That's it.
See, that's what I'm talking about. What are we doing, folks? Let's get more memes.
We like the burns.
We like the burns.
Yeah.
Let's give away some cool stuff. Comment, submit memes. Oh.
Whoa.
What?
Danny Jenkins, 8 pounds per 1 horsepower. Interesting.
But where does that come from?
I don't know.
It sounds believable. Is this Wikipedia?
GPT. Chat
GPT?
AI. I don't know.
Okay. I mean.
Where's it come from, Danny?
But that means if you're, okay, let's do some simple math here. If this is correct. You're Hayden Deegan, you're 150 pounds. You're Levi Kitchen, you're 180. Let's say he does outweigh him by 30 pounds. Divide that by 8.
Let's just say 3,
just
almost
under 4.
4.
So almost 4 horsepower. Look at us, dude. And they say you forget math after college. But
that's a guesstimation.
Is 4 horsepower on a 250 going to be the difference? That is quite a bit on a 250, absolutely. So you are at a disadvantage there. How do you send in memes? You download the Discord. We can put the link to that in the description. But you download the Discord app, and you just submit them there. There's a tab. You just find the RM Fantasy SX channel, and there you have, there's the little tabs, I guess you call them, where you have the group chat. There's meme submission. There's data. There's all that stuff. So I think it's going to be good. Yeah. Charles.
It'll be good.
Round 4. We got Jet's got a 25-point lead over Tomac right now. But we still have, I mean, we got 8 of these left. We got 8 of these left. We got 16 more motos.
Yeah.
A lot can happen in 16 motos. We've seen it happen to every one of these riders, crashes, bikes, things like that. So I am, if in a perfect world, if Jet doesn't crash or anything weirdo happens and it's just like Eli's got to win this title straight up, it's probably not going to happen at this point.
Hear me out, though.
What?
There's been so many times that Tomac's been within a second. He's got the pace. He just needs to figure out how to make the pass and get out front.
Oh, I have no doubt Tomac's going to win some of these. I'm just talking title, though, because Eli can win all he wants to. But, I mean, think about it. You're 16 motos. If Tomac won every single moto from here on out and Jet just got a bunch of seconds to 3-point gap, you know, like, yeah, Tomac wins the title. But that's not going to happen, right? Jet's going to beat Tomac more than Tomac beats him. So I'm just saying at this stage, if you're Eli Tomac, now you're asking for a gift. You're asking for Jet to do something weirdo, have a couple bad results, but clearly Jet has proved he just doesn't do that. So I know Tomac will beat him. But we're talking long-term title hunt. Here's another question, and I heard some other people talking about this. Here are your thoughts. Is Tomac happy that at 32 years old, I know he came in expecting to win the title, but can there be two truths at the same time? Can he come in wanting to win the title, but also be happy that he is giving Jet a run for his money? Or do you think he's just leaving Thunder Valley pissed off, thinking, holy crap, what do I got to freaking do to beat this kid? This sucks. Or is he like saying, yes, I want to win the title, but I'm glad I am giving arguably the best kid on a dirt bike a run for his money right now?
I kind of think it's both.
both.
I think that, he's riding awesome, but it's like he said, I think he said it to Lars. I can't remember. Anyway, he's like, tired of eating your guys' roost.
Oh, he said that.
Like just kind of joking around, but it's like,
yeah.
I mean, there's got to be some truth. Well, it's obviously true.
He also said that everyone's running the scoop tire now.
Uh-huh.
He's like, dude, it throws out some gnarly roost, and I think he's tired of eating it.
Yep.
Because they're all running the scoop tire now. Yeah, I agree. But I was right there after the at least Moto 1. I went around. I snuck around the front so I could just hear the conversation of what these guys are talking about, like the minute they pull off the racetrack. And it was actually funny. The lappers in Moto 1 and all the motos were bad, like really bad. In Moto 1, after they came around, AP and Tomac were talking about the lappers. And I don't know which rider it was, but this is as close to as a quote as I can remember. But Eli said, I got around one of the lappers, and he tried to pass me back.
Whoa.
So these guys, that's what happens sometimes. These lappers get passed by these top dudes, and for whatever reason, the lapper's brain just clicks into like, oh, like I got to try and pass this guy back, or I'm going to try and latch on to Tomac here. Yeah, Tomac said that he got around the lapper, and then the lapper tried to pass him back like in the next corner. And you're just like, what is, so you could tell Tomac was like, I don't know, dude. Like, what are you supposed to do with these guys? But AP was talking about the same thing. But it's also really tough on that track with the ruts the way they are. You just can't move around very much. Sure. And when these guys are going that much faster, hold on. I want to do, last thing I'm going to say before we do a little bit of math here, okay? This could get bad. Hold on.
Let me get my calculator up.
450. We're going to go 450. Bear with me here, folks. I'm doing this on the fly. 450 Moto 1 main event results. I'm just going to throw a dart. Hunter Schlosser, who got 31st overall. His best lap time was a 2:22 to Eli Tomac's 2:09. 13 seconds slower. Let's say there's 13. That means he's a second slower in every turn, which is actually a lot of time. So I'm just saying these guys are catching up and getting onto the rear wheel of these lappers incredibly quick. And on a track like that where it's slot car, it's going to be, those guys are not going to be able to move over really well. And as they're going down a lot of those straightaways that are just full ruts, it's not like the lapper can just turn on the blinker and just get off to the side of the track because he's going to crash. So I have a little bit of empathy for the lappers on that track specifically, but if you're trying to pass Tomac back, WTF are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? The other thing I noticed, those flaggers were going crazy with the blue flags.
Yeah, they were lapping so far, so deep into the field. They need to have a button that just kills your engine. Like if you're just refusing to get off the track or pull over, just kill it.
Kill it. Yeah.
right before they take off of a lip, just kill it.
It's a tough deal though, because it's like, I don't know. You got to have all the racers there, and
I don't have a good answer for the lapping situation. I really don't, because the lappers, it used to be hold your line. Yeah. It was never lappers need to just get out of the way, pull off the track. It used to just be, hey, if you're getting lapped, just stay in the rut you're in or whatever line you're in. Don't move over. So yeah, you're predictable. Just the rider behind you just needs to know, okay, if that's the line you say you're going to go in, stay there, and I will go around you.
Yep.
Now it's turned into, these lappers, as soon as they see the blue flag, they need to look back and then just pull off the side of the track.
We're getting soft.
We're getting a little, I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I mean,
I'm more of a hold your line guy. If you're going that much faster than those guys, you should be able to pass them on the inside, the outside, doesn't matter. Yep. I understand that they might be in the preferred lane or line, and that's going to happen sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm same thought. It's like hold your line. If whoever's passing you is faster, they're going to pass you.
Okay. Did Zach just call Eli Elijah? What are we doing here?
Elijah.
Chase math. Come on. You're making fun of my math. Chase math. What's wrong with my math?
I don't know. That's a lot of numbers going around.
That was not. That was easy math. I got it right, I think. Either way, that's our show, folks. We're going into High Point, round 4 of the 2025 RM Fantasy MXperts season. And, Charles, what do you want to see the most this weekend? Like what? Championship, it's not decided, but we're settling in here. What do you want to, like, if you could ask for the moto gods to do one thing for you this weekend, what would it be? Outside of beating me, scores, all that crap.
AP moto win. That would be it. AP moto win.
I'm down for that. Tomac's got one. AP needs a moto win, so let's do it. Let's get the cheers going and the juices flowing for AP to get a little moto win.
Yeah.
He needs that. And then we'll go to overall after that. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We had a blast today. Sorry if I was a little long-winded on some of my rants in this math, but math is hard. You all know that. But let us know in the comment section what your picks are for this weekend. If you've won a weekly prize or a grand prize before, let us know what it was. And hopefully you guys are spending that fantasy cash, having a great time. Comment below if you can make it down to old Southwick.
Yep.
Chuck, you got anything else for today?
No, that's it. We'll catch you guys next week.
All right, we'll see you then.